Hey, and welcome. We'll see. How's it going? I don't know where I went.
We'll
My
see.
brain's all over the place. I'm Alan. We got Kyle here today. How's
We'll
it going,
see.
Kyle?
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
we'll
going well.
see. I got like 5 inches of snow outside already, and it's supposed to snow all night. So I decided to record outside. No, I'm just kidding. Just a live report. We also got video going on
Dude, it's
here.
cold where I'm
Um,
at. There's no
yeah,
way you're outside. It's cold where I'm at.
I actually went out to we still have satellite TV up here, and um, I had to go brush off the dish, so that
Hmm.
was pretty bad. It's
Oh
old
yeah,
school up here, I
remember
guess.
the days.
Um, but oof, 5 inches so far. We're going to be doing some plowing tomorrow for sure. There's a huge accident near us as well, so if this just cuts out,
Bummer.
I mean, I don't think you'd know it's recording anyways. So, but
At least it's
if it
not a
doesn't
live
go up,
feed.
you won't know.
If it just
Anyway.
yeah, if it abruptly ends, that's where the recording finished because power went out.
Yeah,
Gosh, I hope not
um,
for you guys'
I
sake.
really hope
That's never
not.
fun.
Yeah, we have a generator we could put on, but that would pretty much cut it for tonight if that happened. We'll see. But anyways,
Right.
I know you've been pretty busy, but like, what have you been up to? Anything exciting recently? Besides, I know you're working up for your little retro convention.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting prepped for that, and weather permitting, it's still going to happen. But otherwise, I've actually been playing Fire Emblem. We talked about that a little bit before we started recording, but also Mario 64 on the what's it,
Ooh.
the expansion, Nintendo expansion
Oh
pass.
yeah, the Nintendo expansion.
Because because you can do save states. I don't know if you can do that on the All Stars game, the 3D All Stars. But
Oh,
I don't like that game. It's really fun. I love that game, but it can be really aggravating when Mario doesn't do what you want him to do. And so having save states before a big jump makes it a lot easier and enjoyable for me. So I've been going back and forth between that. And when I get tired of Mario, I go to Fire Emblem and vice versa. And there's been some other games in there not worth mentioning because they haven't been very good. So
yeah.
those are the main two. I
I
kind of
think.
got stuck on Fire Emblem though.
Oh yeah,
Like
it
I had a
can
couple
it
guys
can get
die,
tricky for sure.
and
Oh no, are you
I
playing
did the
classic or
I did
cash?
permadeath. I did
Oh,
classic
oh.
because I don't know. I think I wanted the experience. I don't. I think that's part of Fire Emblem. But maybe I shouldn't have because I already lost a couple guys. I think I'm in chapter 6 or 7. And,
Dude,
there's some scrubs.
are you not using the rewind function? Because there's like a rewind function.
I I did a couple times, and then I was like, I don't want to go all the way back, so I just I just let him die.
Oh, I
I was
always go.
because
I'm going back to like I'm so happy because I used to turn off or restart the game. So on older games because I didn't want to lose my progress. So now with that rewind feature is a godsend. I don't know if I could play other Fire Emblem games
it
anymore.
is.
It's because of that rewind feature. It is
Yeah,
phenomenal. I
yeah.
mean, granted, it is really annoying when
I
you have to
like
go
the
back like do a
pressure.
whole turn.
Yeah, I get it. But like, if it was one of the main guys, I'm definitely going back. But
Yeah, of
it's the
course.
low levels. So I did
Yeah.
go back a couple times and I saved them, but then I think I lost one guy that you get early on, like that has the axe. I hope he's not important. I don't remember his name.
Oh
You get so
no,
many characters, man.
Bosharon or whatever, Bosharon, I think his name.
Yeah. Uh
Uh,
huh. I
I
just let him
love
go.
him. I was using just let him go.
Yeah, he was good. He's gone.
The axe
We'll
guy
see
was
how if I can
axed.
finish the game.
Uh, I'm sure you'll be fine because you can replace him. I found many times I could replace him,
Yeah.
so he's not crucial. So I do enjoy him. He's a great character
Yeah.
for your team. But if you don't, if you lose them, you're not that big. I'm struggling right now because I have too many
Yeah.
characters that I need to decide who I need to focus on. So I mean,
Uh huh.
you probably
See.
should weed off some of them. There you go. Yeah, that's a way to do it. But
Yeah,
yeah, with the Mario
I
one,
I like that about Fire Emblem, like the
yeah,
permadeath.
yeah, for
Not
sure.
not all the
Um,
time, but
just sometimes.
you get me.
Um, but with Mario,
Yeah, just
yeah,
for
that
the
one does
scrubs.
not have save states either. The new one, the remade one or whatever, the remastered one,
Yeah,
no save
it
states. Because I remember struggling
yeah.
with some of those jumps and
It
stuff and
does
having to just restart the level.
yeah, and I'm not doing all that anymore, right? And then because of the save states, I've saved up like 50 lives, right? Because you never reset the game technically. I just
Yeah,
load my save state. And so I had like 50 lives and I was like, all right, when I get to a hard part, I'll burn them. But then I made the mistake of restarting the game and going to the load screen and it dropped me back down to 4 lives. I was like, this is such a stupid game. You can't collect that many lives. And then when you decide to reset the system, drops you back down to 4. But so now I'm just exclusively using save states to get through. I think I'm at like 100 some odd stars. I'm going for all
not bad.
120.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
we'll see.
that my last playthrough, and doing the all the stars was pretty fun. I did the whole thing, which was great. I need to go
Yeah,
back to that because I never did
nice.
Sunshine. I just skipped over it. Um, but
It's
anyways, it does seem like
it's worth
it
it. It's
does.
a Mario game, but
Yeah, for sure.
it's
It
not great.
does seem like we have a delay, so I would just let you all know that we do have a delay, and I'm hoping it doesn't sound terrible. At least maybe it's just on my end. We'll see what happens.
I,
Either
I
way,
might,
um,
yeah, it might be your end.
it's most
I'll
likely
keep
my
that in
end.
mind as we move forward.
Yeah, so we'll just be careful. But we'll do our socials real quick. We got our nerd BS at nerd underscore BS, nerd Baxter at gmail.com. That's Twitter for the at nerd BS, underscore BS. My Twitter is at Scadmatrix. We have a Discord that'll be the link in the description. Tomas isn't here right now, but he has tomasfdiaz.com for his website, and you can probably see everything else he has there. And what do you got there, Kyle? I think you just go ahead.
Make sure you get payment for the for calling out Tomas or for giving
Yeah,
Tomas
get that check.
his
Get that
dues.
check.
Just send him a check. Yeah, no, send him send him the receipt. Like, hey, this is how much you owe me. Um, Mine is Skyboss underscore video games on Instagram, and the links will be there where you can find me on whatnot. And this is the last time I'll promote this because this Sunday is the Lake Elsinore Retro Ambush, which is a bit of an expo. 17 vendors will be there, plus food trucks and tons of fun. It's going to be great. And it's at a local video game store, and just 17 booths are going to be set up with, probably any retro game you could think of. I'm bringing heavy GameCube, lots of GameCube, like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem
Hey,
on
there you
GameCube is
go.
going to be there. So if you want to drop some coin and get that game, come check me out in the Lake Elsinore area. Hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, especially right now with the Engage. I mean, that's I think I talked about it last time, is that's what people keep saying is like we see all these characters from the old Fire Emblem games, and that's where they live, and that's where they
Oh
kind of
yeah,
die right now. So that's where you got to check them out. If you like that Ike character for Fire Emblem Engage, go look at that at GameCube game because that's where he's at. And
yeah.
Smash
He is the main guy on that one. That's true.
for sure.
I never beat that one.
Um,
Did you ever play that one?
no, I've tapped into it a couple times, just to start it. Usually, I get it and I want to check it out to see if it works, and then I try for a little bit, but then I go back to whatever I was doing at the time. And it's usually when I'm
Yeah,
playing a different Fire Emblem game
I
where I
was
start
testing
assuming.
it.
Yeah. Oh, you were
I was
testing it.
testing it today, and yeah, and I think what you said earlier about you can never go back to an old Fire Emblem because of the new features. Like, I kind of get it. I was testing it today. I was like, oh man, this is so slow. The animations are not nearly as fun as the new one, and it's like I don't know what these old ones have to offer unless you're just nostalgic for it. Because other than that, it's not much.
for sure. But beyond more Fire Emblem, we got a bunch. There's a lot of superhero and I mean Star Warsy. I mean, we kind of built this podcast from the beginning on mostly Marvel and Star Wars. It seems like probably because it was super in the hype of more
We did.
Star Wars and more Marvel coming out. But we got an Ant-Man movie that came out. It is getting reviews.
Yeah.
They are warm from critics. No, cold. I don't know. Right in the middle. They got
Yeah.
48, so that's like what? That's like an
Lukewarm
F.
at best.
Audience score is
Whoa,
much
did it
higher.
really? That's bad.
Yeah, that's 48%. It is 1% higher than Eternals, which was the last big Marvel one that people seem to not like, and it's getting compared to.
It kind of flopped. Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's I mean, I don't know if we talked about it earlier, but it just the trailers don't even make it look good. Just looks oversaturated with CGI,
yeah,
especially.
that seems to be the consensus. I mean, they were trying really hard to really give us a new experience, from what I understood, in the quantum realm. But from what has been said, they tried to do practical effects, but it wasn't working very well for whatever reason. And then they tried to lean more heavily into the
Mm,
CGI. But now we are at a point where we've seen such good CGI in recent films that if you're gonna do it like that, it's got to be like we just got a movie like what Avatar was probably 100%
oh,
CGI, and so then you have this one come out, and it's like everybody's gonna compare it to Avatar for the CGI. And granted, it's not gonna be Avatar,
yeah.
but if it's not close and it's MCU movie,
But
people are gonna automatically see problems with it.
why not? Like, well, that's my question. How are they not at the top of their game, budget or not? Right? Like they've been doing this for over a decade, right? So there has to be some tools. There has to be some overlap where you reuse stuff that just looks good. So how is that? How is it not as good as Avatar? Is my question. Like, how do you not at least on par? You know, you're not going to blow it out of the water. I get that, but no pun intended.
You'd think it would have a bigger fan base for sure because we have the whole MCU backing right now. I mean, as we've seen and even discussed on here, there's definitely been a falling out of the MCU. It kind of
Yeah.
has done most of its bangers now, and now we're getting a lot of the newer stuff or not as popular characters, and they don't seem to be
Yeah.
hooking as much as they used to. And some people could say it's because
Well,
of how they're doing it, but also it could be said that it's not Spider-Man, it's not Iron Man, it's like She-Hulk or Miss Marvel. I mean, they're not going to be as popular.
yeah, it might be a little bit of both, but I think that's an easy excuse. When Ant-Man, that first movie he had surprised me, and I fell in love with the character and fell in love with
Yeah,
his little world and his side characters, and it just I haven't seen the movie yet, so we can't go too far. I can't go too far into it, but it looks like they're going away from that formula that was working, but not entirely, right? So instead of creating an entirely new story or universe, they're still trying to tie it in from like Thanos, and it gets so hard to do that. It's almost like they need to break free from that first or however many phases it was from the Thanos phase and start something brand new with the character, and it's like that's just got to be hard. I give them credit for that, but at the same time, maybe they're just trying too much. Maybe it's just too many things that they're trying to do. Like you can't be doing TV shows and movies, and maybe I think that might be where the crack is.
I mean, think maybe they just need to give it a break. I don't know. At this point, I'm just kind of Maybe, I mean, not
'Cause
superheroes
yeah,
definitely haven't played their whole course. There's definitely gonna be always room for superhero movies,
well,
but
yeah, where's the Hulk
so
movies,
many.
right? If you're talking about lame characters, where's the Hulk
Well,
movies? Why doesn't he have his own movie?
Hulk has a problem right now where they actually can't make a mainline Hulk movie due to some sort of rights with Universal. That's why there hasn't been a Hulk main title movie in quite a long time. So,
They they bent over backwards for Spider-Man, but Hulk gets no love.
I guess not. I don't know. That's why we got basically, a portion of the Planet Hulk storyline inside of Ragnarok. I mean, they could have done that on its
But
own, but
yeah, they can have him in there, but not a full-blown
yeah,
movie, is what you're
they
saying.
can have him as a character. They just can't have a Hulk movie. And that's the issue
Yeah,
from what I've understood.
I get you.
So,
Yeah, but you
I
also
don't
said
it's
I mean, you mentioned earlier that there's a Venom movie that there's doing, another
Yeah,
Venom?
we do have a Venom movie come. What that was a pre. It's now in pre-production. I did want to bring it up because I did enjoy the two previous movies. We had one with Venom versus I don't remember the symbiote's name. It was something else.
In
The
the
second
first
one
one?
was with Carnage. Yeah, in the first one. The second one was with Carnage. Um, and I don't remember who his ally was. That was going to be some. I'm assuming another symbiote. And now we got a third Venom movie. I don't know a lot about Venom. Our Venom guy's not here. But what would you want in a third Venom movie at this point? Like where are we gonna go with Venom?
I wish that Venom was in the MCU because
I mean,
yeah,
he
those movies
was.
were
He dipped
good.
his toe in, right?
Well, that's it, right? Same with the Hulk, right? You just barely you getting the like if the complaint is you're getting third string characters like Ant-Man and She-Hulk, which yeah, I get, they're not mainline characters, I get it. Then why aren't you pushing to get the Venom ones? I mean, I guess Sony just got lucky and held on to those rights, but if you did it with Spider-Man, you should have done it with Venom because that guy's top tier. So I'll watch it. I'm not looking forward to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. Venom has always been, at least to me, it's like, but like I feel the same way about Harley Quinn and even Deadpool to an extent. Now, Deadpool proved me wrong. Is holding his uh,
Mm-hmm.
own
Mm-hmm.
movies, and so I give him credit. It proved me wrong. Venom even proved me wrong too. For the first two films are good, but we are at the point like where
Yeah,
is the character
that's
going to
fine.
go now? And this is where Venom would like find his way to the other comics because I've never really felt he stands well on his own. Same with Harley Quinn for long periods of
That's
time.
I agree. Oh yeah,
So
That's a good comparison.
yeah,
I agree. Like he needs the Spider-Man dichotomy to work, right? Like
Spider
Spider-Man has to
Man.
be involved somehow. You can have a Venom movie and Spider-Man be on the side, but yeah, I think it's just kind of going full circle. Like we were talking about. Do you remember when they put Galactus in a superhero movie? Who Galactus is like an awesome character, super
Yeah,
interesting. They put him in a movie and he was a cloud or what you smoked. He was a smoke
Smoke
monster. And like
Monster.
there was
Yeah.
that one and Green Lantern had a smoke monster and it's like, dude, you're just
Mhm.
killing these awesome characters and you're spending the money to make the smoke monster on CGI. Why not just make it? And it's we're coming back to that, I feel like, where you get goop
Uh-huh.
monsters and you get and you get this cloud monsters. I mean, we're not even talking about Black Adam, which is